My girlfriend, that through thick and thin, my girlfriend.
Hey, girlfriends! And welcome to Girlfriends Unscripted. Girl, have you ever looked back at someone you dated and thought, what was I thinking? Sometimes it wasn't that we had bad taste, we just hadn't healed yet. And as we grow, our standards grow. The things that we once called exciting now feel exhausting. And the things we once overlooked are now deal breakers. Today, we're talking about how healing changes the kind of love we accept and why peace is so attractive and how we've learned to stop confusing chaos for chemistry. So let's get into it, girlfriends. All right, before we get into it, I would like to introduce our special guest all the way from the south side of Palmdale, California. We have the luxurious, whatever they say, luxurious, Darnisha with us today, who's very
For
knowledgeable.
the second time, welcome back, girl.
Welcome back.
Hey,
You
guys,
already know
glad
what's
to be
up.
back.
You've been here before. We're so happy to have you. So yeah, let's just get into it, unpack it. When I started, I said healing changes standards. So I think that there is like a version of you that accepts things, and then there's a version of you that's like, oh, no, thank you. Yeah. Like I don't think I'm not okay with this.
Yuck. Is
Yeah.
the word.
Definitely. I think you just like naturally, you don't even realize it's happening, but it naturally changes who you're attracted to. Like I was literally with this guy, and I mean, it probably had to be my broke back days because when I look back, I'll be like, what was I really actually doing? And I met this guy. I was at my sister's house, and she lived in these apartments in Palmdale, and he looked good. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, he looked good, and he was so nice. Like when I would see him, he would speak very respectable, and he was living at the time with his supposedly ex-girlfriend.
Red flag.
And that was a red flag, right? But at that time, I'm just like, but he's so nice, and he said they're not together. So, like, literally, I'm entertaining this guy. Is that my phone? Sorry, y'all. You know what? This is live recorded. This is unscripted. That's how y'all know this is really real. And so, basically, I'm dating this guy, and I'm like, okay. And one day he was doing something. He was carrying some laundry or whatever. And I'm like, oh, there go my boo. Let me go over there, see if he need help with the soap or whatever. And then a girl comes from out of nowhere, and she like, why are you talking to my man? And I'm like, huh? And she like, why are you talking to my man? And I'm like, no, he said y'all not together. Like, really very slow. And I think about that now, like, to today, like, that could never get past square one. Like, first of all, you lying. My eyebrows start twitching, like, right when I know, like, you is a game. It's a joke. Like, so I feel like as I grew, I could see the red flags a mile away. And then I could, like, sometimes we see the red flags and we still be like, all right, cool. Mm-hmm. No, I see the red flags and I stop. I'm like, you won't get past go. Do not collect $200, baby. Go back to where you started from.
No, thank you.
But it's just like I was either young and dumb or just, I don't know what you would call it.
I think that's kind of like learning from your experience. I don't know if that would have, like, those red flags. I probably would have. I think I like red flags a little bit. That's my problem. I like to run stop signs a little bit. So.
You like to live life on the edge.
That could be my problem, but like just off bat, I would have already been like, yeah, you're lying, sir.
But it was crazy because like the whole thing about it was that he was like chilling with me all day, and I'm just like, girl.
She was at work.
She didn't have a job.
Oh, she knew he was a cheater. She didn't care.
Yeah, I think it was just like sometimes you just allowed him just to like, okay, you can do whatever you're gonna do as long as you come home to me. Cause he would leave like at a certain amount of time, like at a matter of fact,
he had it going on.
Think about it. And you want to know something? They live right next door.
Yeah,
so he would come out of this house and just go right over there to
he
the
had
house.
It going on.
But How could it? Was it really me that was dumb? Like,
No,
because
it was both of you.
you know, like I literally had a friend
It was both of you.
dated this guy for like so many years. Maybe I had him in like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, like a lot of years. I don't know. I can't put a number on it. And he always lived with his baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
And this was when I was older. So that, mind you, that situation that happened with me was when I was like, I was still in college. So I had to been about like 17, 18, 19. Don't know. But then when she started telling me that she's dating this dude that's living with his baby mama, instantly I knew. And I had only grown like 5 years, but it was just like, I've seen this before. I already know. And I think that's how your standards start to change. Like, once you see this before, it's like, oh, you're playing a game. I already know this setup.
For sure. You already see the road coming. Like, okay, yep, I turned left last time, and then I was right there when I hit left. Yeah, that.
And I do hate when people be like, oh, your standards are too high. Like, you need to lower your standards. Like, no, thank you. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to have, I see the red flags, and then that's just what it is. But I think that as we grow, like, naturally, we don't want the same things. Like, I know that now. Before, I used to be a babysitter, and when I say that, like, I used to babysit. Like, all right, what are you doing? Are you coming? Now I have no interest in being a babysitter. Like,
I think because as you get older and grow in life in general, it's other things that's really going on. So it's like, how can I babysit you? I don't got time.
I don't got time to watch you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to babysit you or none of that. And I think that as you grow, you also, like, you want to protect your peace. You don't want to, like you said, life got so many things going on. I do not have time to stress out about what we got going on here. Do we got it or do we don't? Like, and I remember there was a point in time in my life where I was, hey, where you at? Hey. Like, I'm not doing that no more. Either you come in.
I probably won't be like, hey, but I probably bop you over your head when you get back. Sorry, I'm gonna stop being so
toxic.
I'm screaming.
I ain't got time
to talk about something. You sound like Cardi B. Am I really the drama?
Right.
Am I the drama?
That's a Libra right there.
She said, darn
Libra.
She said, darn
so,
straight.
Darnisha, question for you. When did you start realizing that your standards were changing? Like, where were you at in life?
Ooh. I would probably say when I got to like about my late 20s. But I have been drugged through the mud, I'm not even gonna lie. From like high school, so I met like my first love. All through like my early 20s, wasted all my good skinny years.
Girl.
And honestly, looking like a bum, to be honest, and a liar and a cheater. And by the time I got to, like you said, once you go through all that, when I got to my late 20s, I was like, no, thank you.
No, thanks. Like, I don't want this. This is stressful.
It's draining.
Yeah, and I went through a period. I'm not gonna lie. It reminded me of. I laughed, but Jay-Z has a song where it says like when a good girl goes bad, she's bad. She's gone forever. And I had went through. You go through your stages of honestly like grief. Like when you meet that person, your first love. And I think when you're younger, very naive, right? So that where you were when you met the guy, and you really believe what people tell you at face value. Like, oh, okay.
Because why would you be lying?
I mean, why?
Why?
I think
What's the point? I'm minding my own
lying.
business.
I always assume you're lying. You gotta prove to me that you're not lying.
What, when you were young, were you that always like that?
Yeah.
Even in your younger years?
When a guy would have tell me like, oh, I ain't got no girl, then why you not answering your phone when I call you at night?
Yeah,
like, it never just added up to me.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been like, that's why I was like, when she said, he was like, we not together. No, sir.
I think like if you tell me something, I don't have no reason to doubt that you've never lied to me before. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. But
that certain things you can't get the benefit of the doubt to, because it's like, why are you still right there?
Because he don't know where to go.
You do get to that stage where you're suspicious, but I think initially a lot of us, and that's probably what it was. You probably got out there a lot younger, but a lot of times when you aren't as young and you're naive because it's like, well, why would you lie? Like, you don't know me. I don't owe you anything. We're not in a relationship. I'm minding my own business. Like, you approached me. You approached me.
I will never forget. Like when in my older life, I was dating somebody. Yeah. It was not even. It was before I even dated them, right? And straight out the gate, they told me like, "Hey, I like you. I am talking to somebody else. I don't know which one of y'all. I'm interested in." And I respected that. And guess what? I continued to talk to them because Now you're honest about what's happening here.
Right.
I
Yeah.
know what's happening here, and now I'm deciding like, do I want to deal with this or
Right.
do I not want to deal with it? But I think the problem is that most men cannot be honest.
Boys.
Boys,
Yes.
not
Yeah.
men, because the men gonna he
Yeah.
gonna say
Right.
what it is. So
Right.
most boys, and boys has no age cap
Yes.
because a cap
You could
on
be a
boys, you could be
50-year-old boy.
you could be 62.
A grown
I'm talking
amen. That's what K. Michelle said.
and
Yes.
you can't
You
raise
can't.
a man
You can't raise
because
it.
he already grown. And so
Yeah.
I
If
found
his
that,
mama couldn't do it, what makes you think?
ooh, girl, you was preaching.
You know?
So I think like I know as for me, like being that okay, I didn't date many men in my life. Obviously, I've been on both sides of the field. But I think the games are the games.
Yeah.
And what you play is what you play. And I feel like for me, when I realized that I didn't want to be a babysitter, it had to have been maybe like after um, I had babysat for a few years, a few different people. And then I didn't like the feeling. I don't like the feeling of it. It messes with my nervous system.
Yeah.
Now
It does.
I don't feel safe. Like what?
Feel
Now
sick
since
to
we're
the-
talking about Cardi B songs, the song where she said, "I ain't never met nobody that made me feel safe." Like to feel safe is a luxury.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be a luxury because if you're with a man, he should make you feel safe. That
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about what I'm doing or you know what I'm saying. And I think because we've had so much trauma in our life, it's always like, "What you doing? Where you at? What?" Like so, I don't know. But I feel like as I got older, I didn't want to feel the trauma.
Yeah.
It's true. It's like once you go through that one phase where you have that where you have that naive blind love, and then that gets like shattered, then it's like you literally it's hard to ever find yourself that vulnerable again or that naive even or that just so trusting. Like it's hard to get to that place where you're not just a skepticist and just
It's crazy, like, cause I really tried, like, as you guys say that, I try to think back to like when I was not like when I, but even when I think back to like my oldest daughter's dad, like I always was like, what you talking about? Like I've always like one of my friends has the detective emoji by my name when I call. Like it's just I've always been like,
Like what?
yeah, like I don't think it was trauma because I like what
Do
I
you think though that it may be discernment that you turn off?
yeah.
Because I think sometimes when I have a feeling about a person, most of the time, and I'm not being funny, but like 80% of the time, I be right.
Well,
20% of the time,
like
I be wrong.
what I was
But
gonna
that 80,
say was with my oldest dad with their dad it was good. I was about to get married, all of that. So it was like, but I still be like, it's not. I don't know.
but what's something off?
No, I can't. Oh, later something got off, but in the beginning, no.
It was all good. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it be discernment, and we try to shut it off, and we try to make ourselves like, oh, we're sabotage, self sabotage. But sometimes it really be
That was like
discernment.
after I had Tremaya, she was 3, and Tremar was, well, I was pregnant with Tremar probably, and then that's when it got a little,
Well, I
crazy.
think a lot of that is rooted too, depending on our backgrounds. Like, if we had daddy issues or not had a man in our life, sometimes you can automatically come out just with trust issues off the bat from a very young age because you're used to that let down from your father or whatever, or if you have abandonment or rejection issues. So it varies. Or if you're just very sheltered, again, you didn't get out there, you didn't date a lot, very naive, very green.
Very green. I think I was very green.
Yeah.
And some parts of me are not. I don't think I wouldn't say it was very green, but I am like I'm a girl's girl. Like I'm a lover. Like I want to love. I want to have a fairy tale romance. Like I
You
still
are.
believe in like I do, and I don't think it's because I'm so green. It's just like I love, and I think it's just a beautiful thing when it's right. And so if I have a chance at something that I feel is right, I'm gonna take the chance at something that I feel is right. But I'm not gonna stay longer like how I used to. I used to have a
Right.
problem leaving.
Yeah.
But
Same
now because of the trauma and all of that, I feel like
Jaded.
but like my mom said the other day, she was like, "You so quick to leave somebody," and I don't think that's real. I think that from the outside looking in, right, that dude I was dating that was just okay. We ended up moving in to get with each other, even though the red flags was there. Okay, I believe in love and starting over. We took a break and then we started over. Um, I don't really be telling people like what happens in my relationship. I feel like that's like something like if we're going through something, we're going through it. But I'm not gonna post about it. I'm not gonna tell people about it. Like because you're my partner, and I don't want people to look at you in a negative way, right? I don't want people to see you in a negative light. So if it's something that we're going through and we can make it through, okay, boom. But when it come down to it, like you cross the line, oh, we're done, buddy. So when my mom would see me, oh no, I'm done with them. She'd be like, you're not gonna give them a chance. Has already been given. They've already had them, and she's like, you just so quick to leave people. No, I'm not. But you know, don't play stupid games.
That's because, like, as women, we leave for years before we physically
already
like, or it's
leaving.
time that you know you be already separated yourself, emotionally detached already. The only thing that's still there is your body. So when you do that, everybody be like, wait, no, I've been gone for years.
I've already been gone, so it's not like a surprise. And I think also like dating is different after you grow. So I think that you become more aware of the things that are happening around you. You become more aware of the red. They call them red flags, but you can see them sooner than later. You know what I'm saying?
I think too with maturity we have a stronger sense of self and what we want. When we were young, we're just so dumb. Like you said, they look good.
Yeah.
Sound a little good. What they saying?
Open my door.
Right. The bare minimum, if that. We're going for it. But when you get older and you start to get a stronger sense of self and what you actually want, what you want in a partner. When you're young, you don't really have a lot of needs. You don't think when you're young. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I just love and we can just be together. And but when you start to develop those, that's when standards start to develop. You know what you want, what you need, what you want in a partner as you get older. So therefore, you what you want changes. What you're attracted to changes. And when you see any red flags are indication that what I want or what I need you're not displaying or there's something off, automatically it's like, you know what?
It's something wrong because now we want consistency more than like potential. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes we think like, oh, I think they'll be better. I think they could grow into this, or I think they could grow. But now it's just like, no, I can't fall in love with your potential. Where's the consistency, the stability? Like, what is it that I'm really after here? And I think you start to look for different things as you grow because those little.
You want excitement when you're young. You want again. We like the bad boys. We like the street dudes.
You like
I
bad,
did.
yeah.
I did. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna tell you about what her tattoo say on her back.
Don't even get into it. But you like the excitement. You like the cast. You like the makeup, the breakup. You like the drama. Like Cardi B said, when you get older, it's you want stability. I'll take me a nice square.
Yeah. And I think because that's when character matters.
Yes,
more than whatever else you're doing, your character. Are you a good person? Like, do you like that is what's really important to me. Like, if we argue, if we in a bad place, are you still gonna treat me with the respect that I need, and I can treat you with the respect that you need? Because I don't need nobody that be like, soon as we get like in a fight or whatever. Now you calling me all kind of bees and hoes and all type of stuff. Like I don't want that. Like so that's character. Because you can't really change a person's character. That's who they are.
Yep.
And so I think that those are things that you start to look at and start to look for. Like I could get turned off so easily, like very, very quick. Like soon as if I'm arguing, like one of my exes, and this was like the drawing point. We was arguing, and I'm not really like an arguer, and I'm not really domestic. Um, and I'm not gonna call you out your name. Because I feel like once you say it, you can't take that back. And so we were arguing one day, and they were like, "You up?" And I just looked, and I said, "Yeah,
you didn't cross the line, buddy."
And that was the day.
Yeah,
that was the last day. Because you'll never get a chance to call me out of my name again. So I feel like that, like those are things that is just like, okay, that's the standard. That's this. That's that. But if you don't set the standards, then what do you have to really like? Go off
if you don't have them. No, it's true, and even that, or I like I said, the person habitual cheater, and rather we and
not the first habitual cheater.
Yeah,
he was him.
A serial cheater. And every time we get into a disagreement, that's an excuse to go cheat. Dealt with that for years. He even had a baby on me with somebody. Oh yeah. Oh, on and off, got in a fight, left, but that's your excuse. Yeah. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like that's the type of stuff that you put up with and that you deal with. And I got tired of that because even now I'm married, like we have our moments, but that should never be something I have to worry about. That trust issue that you're going to run out and go do something because you're upset at me or because we're having this. It could be something small. And then it got to the point where I realized, even because they were manipulative, that
they would make an argument.
Yes.
Yeah.
Create a fight to go do that. Or the times you would bust them out was times where I thought we were good. We weren't even in a fight. So that just lets me know, like, that's just your character.
You want to
That's
leave.
who you are.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's who you are. And that scarred me. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. So what's one thing that you look for now in a relationship that you never paid attention to before? And that's for all of us.
Okay, want me to go first?
I'm not looking for a relationship. I don't know.
With you. I mean, I'm married.
No, like you not if you're not looking for a relationship. Like, what's one thing? Like, what's a requirement now? Like, what is something that you set for yourself now? Like, okay, this is what they this is something they need to have. Like, this is
a job, a car. No, actually, it's really bad out here. It's really bad out here. It really is. Like, they're just hobosexuals. You know, they just.
And that's the thing, because this homosexual is at an all-time high. And that is hobosexual. Those are people that get into relationships for a place to live. Hobo, hobosexual. Stay far away from them, okay? Because they only need a place to stay. But
they fall in love real quick.
I think that, and it's a joke, but it's not a joke.
It's not.
She made fun of me because I was like, oh no, I'm done with him. And what I look for now is, do you honor your word?
Yeah.
Do you say you're gonna do something, and do you do it?
Accountability.
Because if you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it right now, it seems like something small.
Yep.
It turns into something else later.
Yes.
So
no, I'm not taking that for that example. For that, because
I think. No. Have you ever seen him since?
Maybe
that's the problem. Stop looking past them red flags.
You gotta think that what if something happened in his life? What if he wasn't ready to be committed to come in there? You know what I'm saying? So something could have pulled him back. But do he got your number to call you and be like, hey, I'm not gonna make it?
No, my exact thing is though.
Are they a quitter?
If that's what it is, right? For me, if I tell you I'm gonna do something, like smallest thing. Mm-hmm. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And if I don't do it, like. This is probably so random. We went to I just got back from Bali, and we were up. We went up to they had like this little event thing they had upstairs, and we went up there and we sat at the bar, and we're sitting there and we had a drink or whatever, and I looked at my purse. I didn't have no tip, and the drink was already going to the room. I didn't have no tip, and I said, I'm gonna come back with your tip. And we got to the room, and the day started doing her whatever she was doing, and I'm tired now, like I'm ready to go to bed. And I was like, no, I told that man I was gonna tip him. And I think that is something in being intentional about what you say.
Yes.
So whether you felt like you were committed to coming here or not, if you didn't come that Sunday, there should have been a Sunday that you came and said, oh, you know what? I know I said I was coming, but some things had come up. Like, it's been months. Now, like I couldn't trust your word, and I don't care. I don't care whatever happened. It wasn't 3 months worth of happening. 4 times how many whatever. Like no, you need to be about your word, and you need to say what you mean and mean what you say. And I've learned that when you look past that, that gives them an out to be like, oh, I said that, but I didn't do it. Like acknowledge it at least.
Yeah, acknowledge it, but you haven't been able to see to be like.
He's talked to my brother.
I think with that situation, because it really wasn't anything. So it wasn't like he probably even took it to be like, oh, I'm pursuing her, so I need to make sure that.
Why would you say that?
You came up to me.
Right.
Gave me a hug.
Yeah.
Literally said, I'm going to see you next Sunday. I'm going to start.
You said, I hope I see you next Sunday, and he said yes.
No.
In that nature, yes. That sound like you do. You know that.
No.
She gonna say that.
No, he was intentional about coming to me. Why are you in my face?
No. I know he did that part.
Don't come to my face. And if you're not gonna see me next Sunday, say I hope so, or whatever. Don't say yes. You will see me next Sunday.
I think in that situation, in that particular situation, that it wasn't as maybe
I don't trust nobody that don't do
t-
what they say. I promise to God I don't.
No.
If you say you finna do something, do
you
it.
gotta.
I had to learn that. I had
I don't
to.
even think he even knew
No,
that.
He knew.
It's
He
what
knew
she's
what he
saying,
knew.
and I agree with what she's saying because when I got more mature and I got into a more intentional man, when a man wants to pursue you, which they're supposed to do,
but we don't even know if that was the
But
case.
that's the thing. The fact that he did it tells you he's not doing that. That gives the action.
If he wanted to, he would.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Where I feel like you were thinking like, oh, I'm cutting this person off. It may not even been that. You know what I'm saying? He may not even been pursuing the potential.
He asked about me. You asking my family about me. Don't ask my family about me. Don't come to my face. Don't get to talking to me about nothing. Hello, goodbye. A casual conversation is great.
Yes.
But don't be in my face because I don't like that.
And don't be asking.
And don't be asking about me.
From what last time we talked about that, I didn't know that.
Like don't be.
It was like
a
pursuit thing. I just thought it was like a friendly, casual.
It's probably a subtle pursuit, and
that's just like where we left off with the conversation. It wasn't like it was deeper than surface level.
If you ask about me, you wondering. Don't ask about me.
This is the same girl that said she starts planning her life with you on one conversation.
I do. I know right to the ear.
So
I know right to the ear. I'm telling you now. I know right to the ear. Nope. I'm looking. I'm observing, and it's because so many times I was not looking and I was not observing, and you got past square one, and you should have been back at the door. So I'm looking and I'm paying attention and I'm seeing how you act. I'm looking at your mannerism. I'm looking at how you act with other people way before you even come and ask me, can you take me on a date? Because it's different here.
Yeah.
This ain't that. This ain't where you used to be. So you gonna come correct, or you not gonna come through the door. That's just it.
We're not playing.
It's a strict program.
We're not playing a game here.
I'm not playing a game.
Play with somebody else.
So. Yeah, so that basically, I know what you think I'm crazy, but that's probably what my mama said because
definitely I'm not talking about like in a relationship, just off the like what I've observed from that. That's all. Like
but the thing is,
you did like you're like nah. I'm like damn.
Yeah, no, you said you was coming, and I was even willing to give him 2 more Sundays after that to show up.
What if he What if he found a new church home?
Right,
that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But I'm done with him.
Right. That means
when did you start with him?
That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. You gotta know when you start, know when it finished. It started.
I didn't even know it was a start.
It started and it finished. Okay,
That's what I'm trying to
something happened in between there and another period.
That's where the lines are crossing for me. Because like, when did it start?
It started. Once it started.
I think it's good for her to have that mentality because I think it creates an intentionality within herself of what she wants and a
what
standard.
If that was a married man? We don't even know anything about that.
He was a married man.
Either way.
Really better not be asking about me.
Out either way.
He really better not be asking about me.
Right.
But anyways, I dodged that bullet if it was a bullet. If it wasn't a bullet, if you say it was a knife, okay, I dodged the knife.
I don't know what it was.
It would never be again. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know where it was going.
It's nothing that was nothing.
It was nothing that turned from nothing into something that turned into nothing.
It's nothing.
And now that we got that settled,
I'll talk about all in one Sunday.
From period to period. And that's on what? Period. All right, so I think, okay, how, like, when you go from, like, a relationship that's toxic, like, the difference between that toxic relationship and a relationship that's, like, rooted in peace and rooted in, like, consistency.
Right.
I know for me, I had a toxic. And at that point in time, I wasn't sure if I wanted the toxic or didn't want the toxic. Like, I was in a confused state of mind because, like, I was in a confused state of mind. I can't say why. But anyways, like, now, like, I know that was something, like, that literally messed with my mental health. Like, how I'm calling you, how you telling me you on your way home from work?
Yeah.
And then never made it home. Like,
right. Yeah.
What? So I feel like even that should have been the last straw. But because I was like so unsure, like I'm like, okay, let me just get.
Because you're naive and you want to give the benefit of the doubt that something happened.
I want to give like the chance.
Something's
Sometimes
going
it's
on.
not even that you're naive though, because it's not like you're stupid. Like
I
know
probably
what?
was stupid.
It's
So
stupid.
in my
I'm like, oh, it's
situation,
definitely stupid.
in my situations, I believe like, oh, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. I don't think like it's not always like they're naive. I
So
don't think
if
it's
not
So
the
then
benefit
it's
of the
just
doubt, what is
what
it?
you want to do. It's what you want to
right.
do.
You're choosing.
It's not about being like, oh, I'm blind to the fact this person's lying to me. Like the situation, like you know what the heck is going on here. It's what you want to do though. Where you want to
It's
be,
your
what you
willingness
want to
to
do.
what you want to accept.
It's not just always about being blind to the fact
I
that.
think
Oh yeah,
I think for
definitely.
me, I was a little bit slow. I had to be a little bit slower. I don't know. I had to be because like I had to been a little bit slow to sit there and wait. Like, but like, okay, they on their way. They
Oh, I
right
know. I was
here.
stupid,
I'm
Okay,
stupid.
waiting
like
with a
I feel
Louisville
like
And I
sweater.
see some young girls, and I'm like, girl, I know
If
that's
you ask
stupid
me,
because
I'm waiting all right.
right, I know
But with that
that
Louisville,
but why would you be
because
waiting
I
with a
was
Louisville
that.
slugger? Like,
cause I'm
what would be
finna,
the point of all of that?
because I'm angry and I'm mad now. My blood pressure up. You
Yeah,
gonna feel what I felt today?
but
So,
are
would
they
you say
really?
that you like
Yeah,
the
cause
chaos?
like physically versus the mental, you gonna feel what I feel.
So you like the chaos?
Sometimes, yeah.
Well.
And there it is.
There, we said that. I like to stop, shoot right through them
I think for
sometimes.
me, constantly emotional lows and highs, it's not romantic. It doesn't.
No, it's
It
not.
don't. It don't make me feel good.
Yeah.
Like
But
I've
want to
had it
say,
before. I've had it before.
Right.
And not to say that I didn't
I
stay
don't think
longer than I should have, but it didn't feel good.
it
Like
doesn't
No.
it
feel good.
doesn't feel
No,
good
it
at
doesn't.
all. And I used to be like, what am I?
What am I doing?
Yeah, because it just I don't like the.
I feel like everybody's in their own lane though. Like you girls that's going through this stage and this stage and this stage, whatever the case may be, you're gonna get to your point. Your point is your point. You know what I'm saying? Like when they get there, they gonna get there, and that's just what I feel about the situation. I don't know.
Where is there though? Like
Yeah.
When they feel like they don't want to do or whatever they don't want to do anymore, or when they feel like this is what I'd rather be in versus being in this, like everybody's in their own lane doing their own thing. When you get there, I mean, of course, everybody should want to be there, but when you get there, honey boo boo, because it's a lot of us that's not there, that's over here, and being in abusive relationships and staying.
yeah,
And some
but
of
then
us,
the topic is the love we used to require versus the love we require now.
yeah.
So looking back, do you feel like there's any changes in the love that you used to require versus the love that you have
So
now?
yeah,
Like that's kind of what like the growth that
yeah, yeah.
happens in between
Yeah,
like us being in our youth and being like in we pushing for.
I don't think it
I
has.
don't know
I don't
how.
think it's an
Don't
age
even put me
thing.
out there like
Talking
that.
about
I
the
said,
move
don't put
for.
me out there like that.
I don't think it's an age thing at all. I don't think it's an age. It's just a maturity thing. It's just like
That's
where
true.
you want to be peaceful.
Yeah.
Because it could be a girl that's 20 that doesn't feel like putting up with.
Yeah.
She didn't have to go through the things that she went through, or she didn't have to deal with nothing. She never
Yeah.
dealt with the nothing that nothing person or whatever. She nipped that in the bud from the beginning. So it's not an age thing. It's about where you're at in your life and what you're doing. I think everybody's on a different path and everybody's in their own little lane when it comes to that. But of course, like as you go through certain things do change for you. Certain things you do start feeling like, okay, yeah, you're not doing that no more, or I'm not doing that no more, or those things do change after but it's not saying like, oh, she hopped up and was like, yep, I'm done with that. It just doesn't work like that because, like you said,
Oh no, it's a process.
it was
definitely a process.
Well, I had a soul tie with that person. I
Yeah,
had to literally break
course.
it, and I felt it was literally torment.
Yeah.
Like to be pulled emotionally away from that person. So much so that I wouldn't know that person was thinking about me. Think about that person, and they call me, and vice versa. I was thinking about you. Like we knew we would feel when we were apart, each other's thoughts and went in contact, and it was a crazy connection I had with this person.
Yeah.
So it was a lot to even more so to break it.
Yeah.
But I was determined to break it, and I was intentional that I don't want to do this anymore.
I think that's something that like we all and I like what you said about like how it's not an age thing. Um, I think that for me, and not for everybody, but for me, like as I grow older, as I get, and maybe a 20-year-old is wise enough to know like I'm not gonna deal with this, but I feel like even more in my older age, I am becoming more intentional about. I'm getting to the life that I want to have for the rest of my years. Like all my younger years are gone. So the last part or the latter part of my life, I want it to be rooted in peace. I want it to be like a space where I feel happy, or a space where even if it's by myself, like I don't want to feel like I'm always on edge or always like unbalanced. So I think for me, it's the age thing. Like for people, it doesn't have to be an age thing, but I think that the older that you get, the less that you want to deal with with just the chaos or the stupidity or the craziness. Like for me, I don't know. Maybe there's a 20-year-old that's very wise and have a lot of wisdom and everything, but for me, it becomes the age thing because what I dealt with or what I would have dealt with when I was 20,
it's not
I'm
really an
not
age
gonna
thing.
deal
It's a
with.
growth thing. Like you growing within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it could have happened for you when you were 25. It didn't have to
Yeah.
happen when you were that age. You know what I'm saying? I think
But
it's
I
just
didn't
you.
have enough experience. I feel like
That's
you
what
don't
that's
have
what
enough
she-
But
experience. I think.
even with experience in that situation, like some people just know what they're gonna tolerate and what they're not. And I say a lot of times that a lot of people act the way they act because there's so many women who tolerate so much. But then there is a woman that's gonna be like, cut it at the gate. And when women start literally cutting things at the gate, then you know who they gonna deal with? Who these boys gonna deal with? Because ain't nobody tolerating that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So I don't think really it has to do with your age. I really think it has to do with you growing,
Like becoming emotional mature, like
just or either just one of your pieces. Some kind. Yeah, that's it.
I think it
Yeah.
has a lot to do with just growing into knowing like just your self worth and your
Mhm.
self esteem. And I think a lot of times too, we don't, as women, we don't even realize that we have self worth or self esteem issues because we I'm pretty. I see a lot of girls who just all these selfies and they're always and they be put together, to the
Yeah.
nine. But you see what they tolerate, and it sometimes low self esteem is what you're tolerating and how long you stay there,
Yeah.
how long you keep putting up with certain things. I think that has a lot to do too with the measure of it. And I think sometimes we get confused because we think, well, I know I'm not ugly. And we measure that as our self esteem or our worth. And it's like,
I know.
it's not your
Was talking to
exterior.
the other
It's
day.
not your exterior.
Somebody I literally was talking to the other day was saying how this dude was playing with them or whatever.
Yeah.
And she like, and I get niggas, so I know.
Right.
But it's
Or because they're able to go from one to the next. But if you're all attracting the same type,
it's something like what's really happening,
it's you.
inside. And even I was
Yes.
just talking to another friend, and she's just like, I keep getting the same type of
Right.
people every time. I get the same type of people, and so I feel like maybe I need to go to therapy because what's really going on with me
Right.
that I keep attracting or that I keep
And
ending
attracted
up,
too.
and I'm attracted to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah.
I keep ending up with this same type of person.
Right.
And so I think sometimes it is a deeper rooted problem. It's
Yeah.
not just like you like that because
Yeah.
maybe you don't actually like
You
it,
don't.
but
Yeah.
it's something that's become a part of you or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that sometimes it's not about attraction, it's about emotional responsibility. Like you being responsible enough for your own emotions.
Yes.
You being responsible enough to fix yourself.
Right.
So that you could be good for yourself.
Or even
It's
stop,
not
like
even
she
about
said,
nobody
how
else.
she stopped and questioned and had the self evaluation. Because that's the thing. Some will stay long. I know I stayed way too long, but there's some that they jump, like you said, and they measure their worth or their value or their look. Yeah, because well, I could get him. I could get this. I could get that. Well, I got me a new one, but it's like you keep attracting the same. So
oh yeah.
Let's look inside, babe. What's going on?
Yeah, I do actually know somebody like that.
Me too.
From pillar to post.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're pretty. They're beautiful. So it's not even about that. It's about like
internally what's going on with
inside,
you.
what's going on inside of you. And I think that that's something like when you do get to the point to where it's just like, okay, this is what I used to settle for.
Right.
Yesterday, last 5 minutes ago,
right.
or whatever. Like how because it can happen. Like it can. You could change your mind.
Yeah.
Like when Keisha Cole said, "I changed my
yes.
mind. I don't love you."
Right.
I felt that with my soul because you can literally change your mind. You know what? I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
And I did deal with it yesterday. And yeah, 5 minutes ago I did like it too, but I don't want this anymore.
Right.
I changed my mind, and now I'm going to be better for myself.
Yes.
Because it's not really for anybody else or for anything else or so you could get the next man or whatever.
Yes.
Like it's just for self. For
yes.
self.
and sitting yourself down.
Peace, yeah.
And it like evaluating and sit down. I don't need to date. I need to be by my. I need to figure out. I need to work on me.
And bitches being willing to grow.
Yes.
Being willing to grow and know, like, okay, this ain't about nobody else. This has nothing to do with anybody
Right.
else. It's about me. Like, that's literally why I think for me this whole time, like, since my last relationship, I've been single. And it's been quite some time. And I don't feel like I really started to, like, reflect and understand who I was until maybe, like, a year out from
Yeah.
from being in that relationship.
Right.
Because I was in that relationship, and towards the end, I was unhappy. I didn't want to be there, and I was just talking, like, oh, this, oh, that. And then I was still staying there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, like, why am I still staying here if
Right.
I'm not happy? But I still stayed there because I was like, oh, well, if I leave, then this, or if I leave, then that, or if I leave, then this. And I had so many excuses that I had put in my head that it kept me stagnant and it kept me stuck until one day I changed my mind.
Right.
And I don't want this anymore. This is not where I want to be. I'm not happy. I'd rather be happy. I'd rather deal with myself being alone, deal with this heartbreak for however long it takes, and then after that, then you can push forward. But it did take time. Like, it did take like quite a while.
Yes.
For me to really be okay with, like, okay.
And before you started, like you said, doing where you realize the in-depth work of you. But how many of us get out of relationships and within that year, they done been in 5 or 6 ones?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't reviewed nothing. Haven't looked any time to even see where they were problematic. Yeah, because sometimes we get involved and we can see that other person has big issues, right? Mm-hmm. But sometimes we don't see the areas where even with them having the bigger faults in the relationship, mm-hmm. there's still things that I'm not doing right. There's still things I need to work on with me. There's still things with how my conflict resolution skills, my communication skills that I'm still struggling, even though but we tend to focus and magnify the obvious, right? The obvious wrongs. Oh, they were a cheater. Oh, they were abusive, physically abusive. Okay,
but other stuff that also happens in the
those little foxes.
There's little things that happen. It's not just those.
Yeah.
Things. I think it's sometimes like similar to how people are like, oh, they're a sinner.
Yes. And the big sins.
The big sins. They call those the big five.
Yes.
But then what about all the other ones that are also sins? So it's not just like the big things that are deal breakers. It's the little things, the things that you require, the things that you want, the things that make you feel safe, the things that make you have peace. It doesn't always have to be those big
main things.
It doesn't have to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to decide what you want, and that does come through emotional maturity and understanding that peace is healthy.
And being alone with you.
It might be boring and whatever, but it is healthy for us to, decide, I want to have peace. I want to be in this peaceful place. And I feel like sometimes people think that boundaries are like, oh, your walls are too high or this or that. But also, standards are not walls. They're actually wisdom. And we shouldn't apologize for having standards or apologize for, you know what?
Caution.
No,
exercising caution.
Proceed with caution. You see that in construction. And when you under construction, you got to proceed with caution.
Amen.
So if you already just like going, you can't do that. And so
no hard hat, no
I
nothing.
think like a moment to reflect and really think about that the realistic expectations, they're not too much. Mm-hmm. And if you want to find somebody that's for you, you got to first fix yourself and first know what are the things that I'm dealing with in the inside,
right?
And how can I fix those things? And a lot of times we just don't do it, or it's frowned upon to look inside or to get therapy. And I love that people now more are going to therapy and seeking help and things like that.
I think there's intentionality. I think there's a lot of where people aren't they're not intentional in their singleness. Because you could be single just off of circumstance. Nobody's hollered at me. I didn't have the opportunity. No one's, my phone dry.
Yeah.
But are you like how you said, you spent a time where, I'm intentional in being single. And when you spend that intentionality in your singlehood, you have more of those moments of self-reflection and pursuing therapy. And where do I need healing? Where are the broken areas in me? Not this, because majority of the broken spaces happened way before I got in this relationship as a child. What happened? Let's go back to that. Why am I the way that I am? Why do I do what I do? Why do I think? Why do I respond or react like this? Why What do you mean?
Like that a person needs to be single for them to feel like they figured out what's going on.
I don't feel like it's a time frame. I think you know yourself. Like, I feel for me, I really didn't to figure out myself until it was like a year later, because I feel like I started going out, hanging out, I'm partying, I'm now distracting myself.
Yep.
So when I sat with it was when I was really like,
not doing nothing, it's sitting.
It actually hurts a little bit, and I don't think I cried about the breakup until it was a while later. I just sat there and I just cried.
Because that's what I feel like everybody, that's when I go back to everybody's, time frame. So if a girl be like, okay, I've been single a month, I sat here, like, how do we know what her healing process is?
I will say this: everyone is different. There's not a time frame, but I will say this: the longer that you are single, the more wisdom and knowledge that you get about self. When you're intentionally single, I should say, not being distracted, not being here, not being there, not. But when you are intentionally single, I would say the longer you are, it took me, I would say 4 years. It took the first year, like she said, of really like picking off things and the little sparks of me and what I was drawn to, what I was attracted to, what I was attracting to fall off. But and even in that process, I got in a situation. I had my first son, but still continued to stay single, throughout that period. But I want to say it was about a good 4 years before I got more into learning myself and what I wanted, and really like. And it's funny how
so you weren't single the whole 4 years.
I was in a situationship type of thing, but it wasn't really like a relationship. It was definitely a distraction. Yeah. Definitely a distraction. And ended up having my first son, my first child in that situation. But continued to be, once I realized that's what it was, and I said, well, I had no business. I wasn't supposed to be doing that anyway. I was supposed to be intentional with my singleness, and I allowed myself to be distracted. And I just took one for the team and just had him. But within like 4 years is when I would say where I got to more in depth of knowing me, and where I had a real renewing of my mind of what you want, what I like, what I need, who am I, why did I settle for this, and what do I want, and that whole just what I was even attracted to change, because now I see before what I used to like, I'm just like, yuck, ew. That is not cute at all. Like, you see the dudes smoking weed and drinking and the black and milds and just how they talk and their persona, and I'm just like, ew. When before I'd be like,
hey, what's going on? But I think also the right love won't ask you to abandon yourself.
Oh yeah.
Like if you have to abandon who you are, who you know you are at the core. And maybe sometimes we don't always know exactly who we are, but the right love wouldn't make you abandon who you are or yourself or anything at the core. So I feel like when you start to explore yourself and when you start to put yourself first, you'll understand like anything that's making me come out of myself, come out of who I am, that's not it for me.
Right.
And I mean, that's this basically we got it really dug deep into that. In closing, unless y'all have any more things to say.
No, Ashley had good questions. Okay, Ashley had good questions.
Yeah, she did have good questions.
I don't have anything.
Today's conversation reminded us that healing changes everything, even who you're attracted to. So whether you're in a space where you need to take the time to heal yourself, whether you're in a space where you're trying to figure out who you are, just know that it doesn't happen overnight, and it is a journey that we're all going in and going through. But really be intentional about what you want, what you need, and what are the red flags for you, because only you know personally what the red flags are for you. Until next time, peace.
For anything, we keep it real, we keep it true. Even when I don't agree with everything you do, every moment lifted high. Just two queens talking live. I know that I can call on you when I have no one else. You always